He's talking about the enemy within our country, Pennsylvania, that he considers anyone who doesn't support him or who will not bend to his will an enemy of our country. It's a serious issue. He is saying that he would use the military to go after them.
Vice President Kamala Harris zeroed in on former President Donald Trump's comments suggesting the U.S. military could be used to deal with the enemy from within, as the two presidential nominees took the fight for battleground Pennsylvania to opposite ends of the state on Monday. Harris and Trump have thrown themselves fully into the race for Pennsylvania. Harris, at her rally in northwestern Pennsylvania, called Trump a serious threat to American democracy who is out for unchecked power. Harris said, "He considers anyone who doesn't support him or who will not bend to his will an enemy of our country." She said this after playing a clip of the comment on the jumbo screen at her rally at an Erie arena. She added, "This is among the reasons I believe so strongly that a second Trump term would be a huge risk for America and dangerous." Democrat Harris and Republican Trump have become fixtures in the country's largest 2024 battleground state. It was Harris's 10th visit to Pennsylvania this campaign season, and Trump's Monday town hall in suburban Philadelphia came after visits last week to Scranton and Reading. Harris is highlighting what she says are examples of Trump's increasingly unstable and unhinged behavior. It's part of her effort to win over a small universe of undecided voters and tear away even a small slice of traditionally Republican voters in the fight for Pennsylvania and 6 other closely contested states that are expected to determine who wins next month's election. She argued that Trump's comments in a Fox News Sunday Morning Futures interview are the latest example of threatening rhetoric from the former president that should concern Americans about what a potential second Trump term could look like. Trump made the comment in response to a question about outside agitators potentially disrupting Election Day, pivoting to what he said is a foe closer to home. Trump said, "I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within." He added, "We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics, and I think they're the big, and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military, because they can't let that happen." Trump beat Hillary Clinton by more than 40,000 votes in Pennsylvania on his way to winning the presidency in 2016. But Joe Biden, a Scranton native, beat Trump by about 80,000 votes in the state 4 years ago. Both sides believe the race for Pennsylvania could be even closer this time. Trump spoke at a town hall Monday in suburban Oaks. Responding to a man who said his dream of homeownership feels out of reach, Trump said regulations make it too expensive to build in some places. He repeated his pledge to increase U.S. oil drilling, which he said would drive down costs, though domestic production is already at record highs. He also claimed that government data from crime statistics to jobless numbers is fake, alleging the numbers are manipulated to help the incumbent Democrats. Harris's campaign called Erie a pivot area, a Democratic majority city of about 94,000 people bordered by suburbs and rural areas with significant numbers of Republicans. Erie County is often cited as one of the state's reliable bellwether regions, where the electorate has a decidedly moderate voting record. Trump visited Erie on September 29th. Harris also talked up early voting during her rally. Mail-in voting is well underway in the state, where some 7 million people are likely to cast votes in the presidential race. Beforehand, she stopped by a newly opened coffee shop and record store in Erie as she continues to press her case for black men's support. The visit to Legend Erie Records and Coffee House, a black-owned small business, came after her campaign unveiled a plan earlier Monday to give black men more economic opportunities and other chances. The campaign is trying to step up outreach to black men, a key voting bloc that has some Democrats concerned about a possible lack of enthusiasm. Pennsylvania and its 19 electoral votes, the most of any swing state, have generated the most attention by far from the Democratic and Republican presidential campaigns. Including Monday's scheduled events, they will have made 46 stops in the state, according to Associated Press tracking of the campaign's public events. Michigan, with 33 visits, and Wisconsin, with 29, are the next most visited states, illustrating how both campaigns are focusing on winning states that had been part of the Democrats' so-called blue wall until Trump emerged as the Republican standard-bearer. Democrats have won 3 straight elections for Pennsylvania governor, and both current U.S. senators are Democrats, but the state's legislature is closely divided. The fate of the two candidates might be dependent on states like Pennsylvania that Harris chose to call a pivot state. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comments section, and for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.